Hello everyone, and welcome to my migraine channel. Today I'm going to talk about a specific type of migraine. If you get migraines from barometric pressure changes, such as weather systems moving in, or from flying in an airplane, or from changing altitudes, then today I'm going to teach you what causes this and how to stop them. I'm very familiar with migraines that are caused by barometric pressure changes, altitude changes, and flying in an airplane. I had this in the worst way. I had it so severely that when I flew in an airplane, I would pass out. And then when I'd get off the plane, I'd be stumbling and have motor skill losses for hours and hours after flying in a plane. So let me tell you what I did. I healed myself from migraines by healing my arteries. So the reason that we have migraines from altitude changes and barometric pressure changes is because when the pressure on the outside of us, the barometric pressure, the air pressure changes, our body makes a slight adjustment on the interior. What it does is the arteries actually change a little bit of the pressure going inside of our body. And it's slight. It's a very slight change. But if we change altitudes, then we have to change the internal workings of our blood being pumped through the body. And so when we go on an airplane and we're in California or at sea level, and then we get in an airplane and the plane is pressurized to 8,000 feet above sea level, then our body makes an adjustment for that. We adjust from 0 to 8,000 and very, very quickly. Now, if your arteries aren't working properly, then you're not making that adjustment. And what happens is your pressure isn't changing fast enough to get enough oxygen, hydration, glucose, and minerals up to your brain, which is the reason we get migraines, because we're low on resources to the central nervous system. So what we have to do is make sure our arteries are doing their job and they're expanding and contracting to get the blood pressure up to our brain. So I had to research and do trial and error. And when I healed my blood vessels, which I did because I knew that I was getting so much damage from taking the migraine medication and I was getting more and more migraines, when I healed my blood vessels, the result was that I could suddenly travel. And suddenly I didn't have an issue with altitude anymore. And I started to put all the pieces together, and I learned and read at a few places how critical that those blood vessels expanding and contracting are for adjusting to pressure changes and altitude changes. It's important to note here that by stopping all pain medication and migraine medication, this also helped me to heal my liver, which was another part of the problem. By healing my arteries and my liver, I was able to do better at altitude. But one other thing happened. I received a soft tissue adjustment from a very specialized physical therapist who could do an adjustment at the very top vertebrae of my neck. And this allowed me to have better blood flow to and from the head, which helps a lot with altitude issues. And I go over this in more details throughout my videos and my course, but I want you to know that it was the combination of stopping the medication and that adjustment that made this enormous difference. So how did I heal my blood vessels? Well, you'll hear me talk about this throughout this YouTube series and throughout my course and books and everything that I have. You'll hear me talk about this. I did the scariest thing I've ever done in my life. And I can tell you this was the scariest thing I've ever done in my life. I quit taking all pain medication and all migraine medication. Right? I mean, for those of you who have migraines and use these medications, it's like, no, Diana, don't tell us to do that. Give me a break. There's no way I can stop my medications because I need them to survive. And that's 100% where I was too. I was having migraines 25 days a month. 25 days out of the month, I had migraine pain. So I was just having back-to-back migraines. And that was, guess what? Because of the migraine medication. Yeah. I wasn't having migraines 25 days a month until I got on triptans. And triptans within a year made me go from 6 days a month to 10 days a month to 25 days a month in the span of 1 year, because my blood vessels were already damaged from hydrocodone from years of hydrocodone. But once I got on sumatriptans, it quickly increased because my blood vessels, my arteries were already weakened. So I got off of the pain medication, which was literally the scariest thing I'd have ever done. And within 3 weeks, I had fewer migraines. Within 6 weeks, I had way fewer migraines. And guess what? Within those 6 weeks, I started to be able to travel already to altitude without having an effect. It happened so fast. Within 3 months, my blood vessels were healing significantly from no medications hurting my blood vessels. And I also did one other thing. I took hawthorn berry, which hawthorn berry has been used in Chinese medicine for over 3,000 years to heal the cardiovascular system. So I found that herb. I took that. I stopped taking pharmaceuticals. I used cannabis to get me through the pain for a little while I was getting off the medication and having fewer and fewer migraines. And it didn't take that long to heal my blood vessels. I was amazed that getting off the medication worked pretty quickly. 3 months of being off the medication, I had way less migraines and could travel to altitude. I think it's worth a try for you, right? So what you have to do is you have to find the other ways that I talk about healing from migraines. Now, what I did and what I teach people is stop, drop, roll, and smile. So I have a book called Stop, Drop, Roll, and Smile, and it teaches you how to stop a migraine when it first starts. And I have a video called Stop, Drop, Roll, and Smile, and you can watch that video and it'll teach you how to stop a migraine in its tracks. If you watch my Stop, Drop, Roll, and Smile, it'll help you get through the migraines and stop them before they get bad. Use something like pain management techniques and deep breathing and meditation and massage and cannabis if you need to, or whatever you need to do to get through the migraines for the first few months. And eventually you're going to feel a lot better. And you can travel to altitude and you can fly in an airplane and not have a migraine. It is incredible. I hope you found this helpful. I really appreciate you watching my channel and I love connecting with you. And I have other ways you can connect on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow me on the channel. You can check out my website. I have lots of informative links below. My goal is so that you can get well and never have migraines again. Have a wonderful day and we'll talk to you again soon in another video.